Caroline Jones.
Diolch, Llywydd. I'd like to thank Mark, Leanne, Mike and Reen for bringing forward this debate today. Cannabis has many medicinal benefits. It can be used to control pain, treat spasticity, help with the side effects of chemotherapy, and new studies show it can help control epileptic seizures in children. We are only just beginning, though, to understand the possible benefits that cannabis can deliver, and I welcome wider research into its use for medicinal purposes. I cannot, however, support the reclassification of cannabis in the same way I would not support the reclassification of opium or heroin, which may also have medicinal purposes. Unfortunately, smoking cannabis has many harms associated with it. The British Lung Foundation identified cannabis smoke as carcinogen and also found awareness of the danger was very low, with 40% under 35s thinking that cannabis, when smoked, was not harmful. Studies have found that THC, the principal psychoactive substance within the cannabis plant, can cause cognitive defects, particularly if taken long-term.
Can I take an intervention on this, please?
Yes, certainly.
From what I gather, we're talking about the drug, the Sativex, which I fully endorse. I'll stand with you on this one. When you talk about this is an unknown intervention for me, I'm new, okay? Yeah. When you talk about smoking cannabis, yeah, it isn't just smoking cannabis, as in you would smoke a cigarette, put it in, I'm really sorry, but there are other drugs out there which are cannabis-based, like cannabis oil and all those cannabinoids.
Yeah, I do understand.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's all right, you're welcome. Studies have found that THC, the principal psychoactive substance within the cannabis plant, can cause cognitive defects, particularly if taken long-term. Recent medical evidence strongly suggests that the long-term use of cannabis by people who begin use at an early age display a higher tendency towards mental health problems and other physical and development disorders. According to a 2014 Northwestern medicine study, when cannabis use begins in the teen years, it can have a significant impact on brain development, including decreased brain activity, fewer neural fibres in certain areas, and a smaller than average hippocampus, which controls learning and memory functions. In my years working in the prison service, I witnessed firsthand the harms associated with smoking cannabis long-term. Many of the young people suffered from paranoia, anxiety, memory problems and other such problems. We therefore need further research into the long-term use of cannabis, particularly its effects on young people, before we can say it's safe to reclassify it for medical use. The MS Society state that there is currently insufficient evidence to suggest that smoking cannabis can treat spasticity or pain in MS, and that smoking can even negatively impact on an individual's MS. Therefore, we need to focus on extracting the benefits from the cannabis plant, whilst at the same time mitigating the potential harms. The main problem with cannabis is the complexity of the active ingredients, the huge variation that exists in the levels of compounds between the species of plants, the various cultivars and even in plant to plant. While a particular strain of plant or cultivar could be developed to increase the medical benefits and limit the psychoactive effects, there is no guarantee that the mix of active ingredients are the same from one crop to the next. There is no disputing, not another one, sorry, I'm out of time. There is no disputing the huge benefits that the various cannabinoids can have in treating a number of conditions. I believe we have to work at isolating those compounds. In the UK, we license Sativex, an extract of cannabis to treat MS symptoms. In the US, two additional cannabinoids have been created to treat the side effects of chemotherapy. I hope to see this work accelerated. Given the possible harms and the limited evidence base about the efficacy of smoking cannabis for medical purposes, I cannot support the legalisation of medical cannabis at this stage. I will therefore be abstaining on the motion today, although the other members in my party will have a free vote. I look forward to new research into the medical use of cannabis, and if it can be shown that the benefits vastly outweigh potential harms, I would be happy to support the rescheduling of the drug at that stage. Diolch yn fawr.